So what is house hacking? Abby asked us for a little bit more information on how that actually works. And so today I'm going to run you through an example of what house hacking is. Ultimately, it's pretty simple. It's just renting out a room in your house or owning a duplex and then renting out one half of it while you live in the other half. The principle being, hey, you're getting some rent or some income to help you afford that home and build equity over time. And so I'm going to run through an example of two properties that are on the market today that are very similar in living space and show you what kind of difference that can make for your equity in 5 years. So I'm going to start with a duplex, and this is a 2,088 square foot duplex compared to a 1,000 square foot house. So there's 1,044 on one side, 1,044 on the other side. These are both 3-bedroom, 2-bath homes. And so this is a 3-2 on one side, and this is a 3-2 on the other side. This is a 3-2 single family home. The duplex is priced at $385, and the single family home is at $250. And so that's approximately the same living space. You don't have, your own 4 walls in a duplex, so you do have to share a wall, but I think you're gonna find that's a small price to pay for the equity you're gonna gain. So the down payment on these, I swizzled it so that these are both about $38K down. And in this case, that would be 15%, and here it would be 10%. And so that's gonna include a little bit of PMI. The dollars per month that you'd end up paying for this duplex is about $28.26. Now this makes some assumptions about your finances. It assumes a 5% interest rate loan, and it also assumes a certain tax rate and a certain insurance rate, but I assume that those costs would be the same as a proportion of the price of the home. So these numbers will move a little bit, but I think in aggregate you'll see how they each come out is still pretty significant. And then so on the single family home, that price per month was, there we go, $1,765. Okay, so this one's certainly a lot more, but it comes with rent. So I'm getting $1,395 per month in rent from the other side of the duplex. And that property is currently leased out, so you're getting that rent right now. So you buy it, you're getting that income. So there's no rent over here. And so your total actual per month is gonna be come out to be $1,431. Those out there with your calculators. And then this one's gonna be $1,765. So you're paying a little more for the single family home than the duplex, and you've got pretty much the same living space. So the total amount of money that you're gonna pay in 5 years with each of these properties, here's gonna be $85,860. And then here you're gonna pay out a total of, it was $105,900. So to live in both of those homes, you're gonna pay out an extra $20,000 to live in that single family square house, or that single family home. Now, I assumed a very paltry 1.5% appreciation over time, which is pretty low for Austin. It could be much higher than that, but I wanted to use a really conservative number, and that's actually less than inflation. So in 5 years at 1.5% appreciation of the price of the home, minus the note, the amount of equity that you would have at the end of that time is substantially different. So it's $73,985 in the single family home. Now remember, you paid $105,000 to get $73,000 in equity. So I mean, you have to pay for a place to live, I get that, but you spent 100 and you've retained 73. For most homeowners, that's just the way it is. You're gonna pay out more than the equity that you actually keep. Now for the duplex, you end up with an equity of $96,386, which is more than the $85,860 that you've paid over the 5 years to keep that note. So you've actually come out with $11,000 or $11,500 in equity over the amount that you've paid. Whereas here, like, hey, you sell that home, you got a nice check coming, but you paid an extra $32,000 for that single family home. So 5 years goes by pretty quick, especially as someone in their 40s. But if you're in your 20s, hey, this is a pretty good deal. So something to consider when you're buying that first home. If you want to have, $38,000 in this example, it depends on which properties you're buying, but this could be the 5-year outcome of $96,000 in equity, or this could be your outcome with $73,000 in equity. Again, these are all speculative prices, but you can see whether the appreciation is high on both or low on both, that spread is going to be affected consequently the same way. So hopefully that answers your question, Abby, and I'd love to hear more from you. So if anyone else has any other questions, we'd love to do a video for you. Thanks a bunch.